for joining the Lake Bays Township Public Library, Baysville branch. Today I'm going to show you how you can fold old paperback books into trees. For this project, you'll need an old paperback book, a ruler or another straight edge, and white glue or hot glue. So the first step is to take that paperback and just work the spine. Fold it, keep folding it, flip through it, be a little bit rough with it. The idea is to soften up the spine. Now if the paperback you have is fairly well read, this might not be necessary. It all depends. You probably won't use the whole book, but it doesn't hurt to just soften the spine up a little bit, make it easier to work with. Now the next step is you get to rip off the covers. So go ahead, rip off the front cover, then rip off the back cover. Okay, now it's time to start folding. So I've got my straight edge handy, and I'm going to start by taking the very top right corner and folding it down to the spine. Press it a bit, and then give it a nice press with the hard edge to crease it. Take the corner and fold it again to the spine. Not sure how you describe that, but press it again and then run the straight edge along it for a really sharp corner. Then you're going to tuck that little triangle underhang, go underneath. Turn the page. Push the page back so it's nice and flat. That first page can be a bit finicky. If it falls off, don't worry about it, just take it off and do the next one. So again, top corner to the spine. Give it a nice press. Your new right side corner back to the spine. Nice sharp point at the top. That's the goal. Press it really nicely. And tuck that final triangle underneath. Turn the page. Okay, I'm going to continue folding in this manner, and I'll show you what happens in a few minutes. Okay, you can see I've folded quite a few pages, and it's starting to really look like a bit of a tree. I can hold the book up and see it's not as full as I'd like it yet, because there's kind of wide gaps between the folded pages. So I'm going to continue folding a little more. This time, instead of the ruler, I thought I'd show you you can use an old credit card, or in this case I have an old Tim's card. Just has to be a straight edge. Something that you can press in the folds really nice and sharply. It's important to really press back on that spine, really push those folded pages over, run your straight edge across it to press them back. Okay, you can see I've got some more pages done. It's getting there. I sort of hold it up, see if it's as full as I'd like. I think I'd like to do a little bit more, but I'm definitely almost getting there. Maybe about that many more pages. We'll see. I like my trees nice and full. Okay, I've done quite a few pages and it's nice and full. You can see the folded tree part is nice and puffy. I've done, I think, about 100 and some pages. So I think that I'm done folding. It's time for the next step. So I have my craft knife in case I want to cut the tree off the spine, but I don't think I'll need to. I think I can do it by hand. Okay, there we have our tree. So it's a little bit loose at this point. So find your beginning and end. Maybe you might have to press some of the folds down flat. And we're going to be looking to putting it together in the next step. Okay, I'm going to find my beginning and end, and I'm going to run a seam of glue along the spine edge of both sides. I'm just using white glue, so it will take a little bit longer to set. If you use hot glue, obviously it'll be pretty quick. You might want to work a lot more quickly than I am right here. But just put some glue there and then hold the two edges together. So I'm just pressing my seams together, just making sure I'm happy with them. Obviously, a more hands-off way to do it is to grab some clothespins. You can stick those on the tree, and that'll help hold your tree together while your glue dries. So to make sure my seam was nicely glued and dried together, I opened the tree to the different point, like it wasn't the start and end, and I just put it flat on my surface, and I stuck the rest of the book on top to sort of weigh it down and left it for a few minutes. Okay, so we come back and I see how we're looking. Sort of rearrange the pages. See if you have any gaps that you're not too happy with, as you can always decide to glue those as well. So yes, I had a spot that I was wanting to add a bit more glue to, at a bit of a wide gap, so just make sure again you glue along the spine edge, as the idea is to keep the outer folded edges loose so it has that look of a tree. And I'm just pressing my glued spine together just to make sure it's nice and straight and evenly stuck down all the way down the length of the tree. So I wanted the top part of my tree to come together in a bit more of a tight point, so I decided to add some glue to the top and try to get that to come together a little bit more into a point. And I just held it for a little bit, made sure it dried nicely like that. And now we're finished. That's it. That's all there is to it. Yeah, you have a book folded tree that you can decorate if you like. You can paint the edges with paint or glitter. It's yours to finish. Thanks for learning with the library.